Beneath the gaze of watchful eyes, the fleeting praise, and the unsolicited judgments, have you ever wondered who truly determines the value of your life? Is it society with its ever-changing standards? Is it the people around you, constantly offering their opinions whether you ask for them or not? Or does your worth come from something deeper, something within you that no one else can touch? In today's world, where every action can be scrutinized online, where reputations can be built or shattered overnight, it's easy to believe that our value depends on external validation. But what if I told you that this belief is entirely false? What if I told you that your true worth doesn't lie in applause or admiration, but in how you see yourself? Today, we're diving deep into an ancient yet timeless philosophy, Stoicism. More than just a set of ideas, it's a guiding principle that helps you break free from the grip of external opinions, tap into your inner strength, and live a life of resilience and authenticity. You will discover how the great Stoic philosophers mastered their emotions, let go of meaningless expectations, and defined their own self-worth. What you're about to read may challenge your current way of thinking, especially if you've spent your life seeking approval from others. But if you're ready to open your mind, embrace profound lessons, and build a life that is truly your own, then this journey is for you. 1. Are you living the life others expect of you? Every day, we are unconsciously swept into an invisible whirlwind of societal expectations. Every time we unlock our phones and scroll through social media, we see carefully curated images of success, polished stories of achievement, and numbers, likes, comments, and followers that seem to dictate our worth. In this world, it's easy to believe that our value is determined by how much external validation we receive. If we are praised, we feel important. If we are ignored or criticized, we begin to doubt ourselves. But should life really work this way? We are trapped in an endless cycle of comparison and seeking approval. When we post a photo, we anxiously wait for likes. When we share an opinion, we worry about negative reactions. Over time, we become prisoners of numbers and external validation. But have you ever asked yourself, if all of that disappeared tomorrow, would you still feel valuable? Stoicism, the escape from external dependency. Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time for over 2,000 years, offers a powerful answer. Your worth does not lie in the eyes of others, but in how you perceive yourself. Stoic thinkers believe that true happiness does not come from external approval, but from inner virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. They argue that external factors, including the opinions of others, are beyond our control and should not dictate our happiness. Imagine a state of mind where you can walk down the street without caring about how others perceive your appearance, where you can express your thoughts without fearing judgment, where you can post something online without obsessively checking for reactions. This is not indifference, it is freedom. Freedom from the invisible chains that society places upon us. The Roman philosopher Epictetus once said, "We cannot control the opinions of others, but we can control how we respond to them." This is the essence of Stoicism, understanding that while the external world is unpredictable, your inner resilience determines your happiness. Why are we so easily affected by others' opinions? Psychologists have found that humans are highly social creatures. In ancient times, being accepted by a group was often a matter of survival. To be excluded meant isolation, which, in a world full of dangers, could mean death. Today, while we no longer need the approval of a tribe for physical survival, our brains still operate as if we do. Social media exploits this primal need. Every like and comment triggers the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine, the same chemical associated with pleasure and addiction. But like any fleeting high, the effect quickly fades, leaving us craving more. This is why you feel the urge to check your phone repeatedly after posting something. Without realizing it, you are giving others control over your emotions. How can you break free from this cycle? Thankfully, Stoicism offers practical methods to help you reclaim your emotional independence and redefine your self-worth. Recognize the fleeting nature of external validation. Today, people may praise you, but tomorrow, those same people could criticize or ignore you. Relying on external approval is like building a house on shifting sand, unstable and unpredictable. Instead of seeking validation from others, build your worth on things you can control: your actions, thoughts, and moral character. Practice memento mori, awareness of life's impermanence. The next time you worry about what others think of you, remember that life is short. One day, all of us will be gone, and the opinions that once troubled us will mean nothing. If today were your last day, would you really want to waste it seeking approval from others? Build an inner fortress. Stoics believe that each person should cultivate an inner fortress, a space within that remains untouched by external noise. This means evaluating yourself not based on the opinions of others, but on your own integrity, courage, and self-awareness. When you live by these principles, you no longer need validation from the outside world to feel worthy. Embrace voluntary discomfort. One Stoic exercise is to deliberately put yourself in uncomfortable situations, such as wearing simple clothes in public, speaking your mind without fear of judgment, or spending a week without social media. These practices train you to detach from the fear of disapproval and gradually free yourself from the need for external validation. True freedom comes from within. Ultimately, remember this: you cannot control what others think or say about you, but you can control how you respond. When you truly believe in your own worth, when you learn to live by your own principles, instead of chasing external approval, that is when you achieve true freedom. Starting today, stop seeking validation from others. Learn to be content with yourself. Because in a world that is constantly changing, only a strong inner foundation can help you stand firm against life's uncertainties. 2. Inner courage and the power of self-mastery. When we think of courage, we often imagine grand heroic acts, rushing into a burning building to save someone, standing up against injustice, or speaking truth to power. But courage, in the Stoic sense, is not always loud or dramatic. It is just as much about the quiet, daily choices we make to stay true to our values, despite the pressures and expectations of the world around us. It is about resisting the temptation to conform when conformity goes against our principles. It is about having the strength to face our own weaknesses, fears, and insecurities rather than running from them. True courage is not just about battling external enemies. It is about confronting the inner struggles that often go unnoticed. How often do we act based on what we genuinely believe is right, rather than out of fear of judgment or rejection? How frequently do we silence ourselves, suppress our true thoughts, or adjust our behavior just to fit in? The hidden battles we face daily. Courage is often required in moments that seem ordinary, but are deeply significant. Imagine a situation where you are in a group, and someone makes an offensive or unethical comment. Do you speak up, risking discomfort and possible alienation, or do you stay silent to avoid conflict? Or think about your career and personal goals. Perhaps you dream of pursuing an unconventional path, a career in art, instead of a stable corporate job, launching a business rather than following the traditional route. But the voices around you whisper doubts. Will you succeed? Will people think you are foolish? True inner courage is choosing the path that aligns with your deepest values, even when it is the more difficult one. Even in the most personal aspects of life, relationships, self-expression, or lifestyle choices, there is a quiet kind of bravery in living authentically. It takes courage to set boundaries, to say no when something does not align with your principles, or to end relationships that no longer serve your well-being. It takes strength to be honest about your struggles, rather than hiding behind a carefully curated facade of perfection. How to cultivate inner courage and self-mastery. Stoicism teaches that courage is not something we are simply born with. It is a skill that can be developed through conscious practice. One of the most effective ways to build this inner strength is through daily self-reflection. The power of reflection, a daily practice. At the end of each day, take time to reflect. Did I act according to my values today, or did I let fear dictate my choices? Did I have the courage to speak my truth, or did I remain silent out of fear of rejection? Was I true to myself, or did I seek approval at the expense of my authenticity? Writing in a journal or simply meditating on these questions strengthens your ability to act with integrity. Over time, this practice builds resilience, helping you to care less about external validation and more about the alignment between your actions and your values. Embracing discomfort as a path to strength. Courage grows in moments of discomfort. The Stoics believed in deliberately exposing themselves to challenging situations to build resilience. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, practiced voluntary discomfort, sleeping on the floor, wearing simple clothing, or experiencing hunger not because he had to, but to remind himself that he could endure hardship without fear. Try this in your own life. If you struggle with social anxiety, deliberately initiate conversations with strangers. If you fear public speaking, challenge yourself to speak up in meetings. If you find it hard to set boundaries, practice saying no to small things first. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the less power fear has over you. Reframing fear as an opportunity. Most of the fears that hold us back are not physical dangers but psychological barriers: fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of being judged. The Stoics encourage us to ask, what is the worst that could happen? If we fail, we learn. If we are judged, we realize that the opinions of others are fleeting and often irrelevant. Instead of viewing fear as a stop sign, see it as an opportunity for growth. Fear is often a sign that we are stepping outside our comfort zone, and that is where real transformation happens. True freedom lies in self-mastery. At its core, inner courage is about reclaiming power over your own life. It is about recognizing that the opinions of others, the shifting tides of social approval, and the expectations imposed by society do not define you. What defines you is how you choose to act day after day in the face of those pressures. The more you practice living courageously, whether in big, defining moments or in the small, daily choices, the more you will cultivate a deep sense of self-mastery. And in that self-mastery lies true freedom, the ability to live a life that is truly your own, unshaken by the fears and judgments of the outside world. So, ask yourself today, are you living by your own principles, or are you living in fear of what others think? The answer to that question will determine not only the quality of your decisions, but the depth of your personal freedom. 3. Embracing adversity and loving your fate. The power of Amor Fati. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything seems to be going well, and the next, an unexpected challenge knocks us down: a failed relationship, a career setback, a health crisis, or even something as simple as a ruined plan. When faced with adversity, most of us react with frustration, resistance, or even despair. We wish things had gone differently. We ask, why me? But what if, instead of resisting, we embraced everything that happens not just with acceptance, but with love? This is the essence of Amor Fati, a fundamental Stoic principle that means love of fate. It is the idea that rather than merely tolerating what life throws at us, we can learn to see every event, even the painful ones, as an opportunity for growth. Amor Fati is not passive resignation. It is the art of transforming obstacles into fuel for inner strength. Shifting perspective, challenges as opportunities. Imagine two people who lose their jobs unexpectedly. The first person reacts with anger, blaming external factors, dwelling on unfairness, and sinking into despair. The second person, however, sees it differently. They take a deep breath and think, "This is not what I planned, but what can I learn from this? What new path is opening for me?" Both individuals faced the same event, but their perspectives shaped their experiences dramatically. The first remained trapped in victimhood, while the second seized the moment as an opportunity to grow. Amor Fati is about training ourselves to take the second approach, to see every setback as part of a larger, meaningful journey, rather than as a pointless misfortune. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius captured this idea perfectly. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Instead of letting obstacles extinguish your spirit, let them become the fuel that makes you stronger. The illusion of control and the freedom of letting go. One of the hardest things to accept is that we are not in control of most things in life. We do not control the economy, the weather, the opinions of others, or even the circumstances we are born into. Yet, we spend much of our time wishing reality were different, fighting against the inevitable, and exhausting ourselves over things beyond our reach. The Stoics remind us that true peace comes from distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot. We can control our responses, our attitudes, and our actions. We cannot control external events, the past, or other people's choices. When we stop wasting energy on things beyond our power, we gain the freedom to focus on what truly matters: our own growth, integrity, and character. This perspective is not just philosophical, it is deeply practical. Imagine you miss an important flight due to a delay. You could get angry, complain, and let it ruin your day. Or you could accept it as an unavoidable reality, use the time productively, and perhaps even find an unexpected opportunity in the delay. The situation does not change, but your experience of it does. How to cultivate Amor Fati in everyday life. Like any skill, learning to embrace fate takes practice. Here are 3 ways to integrate Amor Fati into your daily life. Reframe every challenge as a gift. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Every struggle carries a lesson. A difficult boss teaches patience. A failed project builds resilience. A heartbreak deepens self-awareness. When you actively seek meaning in adversity, life's hardships become stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Practice voluntary discomfort. The Stoics believed in exposing themselves to discomfort to train their minds for inevitable hardships. Try going a day without your phone, taking cold showers, fasting for a short period, or challenging yourself to step outside your comfort zone. These practices build mental toughness, teaching you to embrace discomfort rather than fear it. Keep a gratitude journal even for difficulties. Most people write down things they are grateful for, like family, good health, or career success. But to truly embody Amor Fati, try writing down things that frustrated or challenged you, but frame them in a positive light. Instead of, I got stuck in traffic, write, I had extra time to reflect. Instead of, I had a disagreement with a friend, write, I had a chance to practice patience and communication. This rewires your brain to see obstacles as opportunities. Amor Fati, a philosophy for a meaningful life. Amor Fati is not about giving up. It is about radical acceptance, about seeing every twist and turn in life as part of a grand design that is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. It is about trusting that even the difficult moments serve a purpose, even if we do not yet understand it. When you embrace your fate fully, you stop resisting life. You stop waiting for perfect circumstances to be happy. Instead, you find meaning in every experience, whether joyful or painful. And that is where true strength lies, not in controlling the world, but in mastering your own response to it. So, the next time life does not go according to your plan, take a deep breath and remember, this is not happening to me. This is happening for me. Because once you learn to love your fate, you are free. At the end of the day, the world moves on. The applause fades. The criticism quotes. And you are left with one undeniable truth. Your life is yours alone. The pursuit of external validation is an endless loop, a mirage that disappears the closer you get. But once you embrace the Stoic mindset, once you understand that true worth comes from within, you step into a new reality. A reality where you no longer need permission to be yourself. Where you no longer seek approval because you already know your own value. Freedom is not found in the opinions of others, but in mastering yourself. In choosing your response to life's unpredictability. In finding strength within instead of chasing recognition outside. The more you align with your own values, the more unshakable you become. So, let go of the fear. Accept the struggles. Love your fate. Live with courage. Because when you stop worrying about what others think, you finally start focusing on what truly matters, your own life.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.